Okay, I can bring up the agenda. Let's see, maybe. All right. Call meeting to order, roll call. Well, we heard from everyone, so we can all hear each other. And I think the first thing we should do is look at the vision statement. So let me pull that up. That one. This one.
Tom will be on in 5 minutes too.
Okay. So I think we should wait for Tom to finalize the vision statement. I guess we can read it now and see if there's any changes that we want to make. So I'm wondering if bullet 3 includes bullet 2 already. Do we really need bullet 2?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Okay, let's get rid of that one.
I mean, maybe we don't need 1 either. I mean, although we're calling out educated, so education. And we could just say our community is educated about our everyday decisions, and we are dedicated and take action to conserve. Just make it 1 sentence.
I think that would be a really long sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, I just leave it.
Is conserve and preserve? Oh, hi there, Tom.
Hi there.
Hi, Tom.
We can hear you.
Sorry to be late.
No worries. So we're going over the vision statement to finalize that.
Yeah.
And we've simplified it a little bit, and we might be able to simplify it even more. I'm wondering if conserve and preserve have the same meaning.
I think conserve
Okay.
is more about resources, how we use resources, and preserve is how we actually preserve the open space land and protect. I think preserve and protect should be in there. I think preserve, protect, and restore. Or I don't know about restore, but preserve, protect.
So the restore part of it, there has to do with returning the land back to its
Right.
more original state. And so it's not just keeping it the way it is, but maybe doing things like removing non-native plantings, put native.
Yeah, that
plants
makes
in.
sense, right? So protect, I think
We
should
are
be in there.
dedicated to
Protect is like, we're gonna protect it and then we're gonna preserve it.
So are you suggesting that we change conserve to protect?
No, I think conserve stays in there. That's about resources,
Okay.
like how we actually use
Okay.
the resources that we have.
Mhm.
Protecting is, we preserve it, we protect it, we
Mhm.
restore it.
Okay.
So preserve, protect, and restore. You know, it's one thing to preserve something, and
Mhm.
it's another thing to actually protect it.
Okay.
And then
Do you think?
if it hasn't been protected, then we have to restore it.
Okay. So are you suggesting adding the word protect?
Yeah, I think so. Preserve, protect, and restore.
Conserve, preserve, protect, and restore?
Yeah, I think we need conserve in there, don't you, Tom?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important. And it is slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you think about protect, Tom?
You mean, does it stand alone or is it redundant?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think it means something different. I think it needs to stay in.
Okay. All right.
The
So
part
we
I'm
have,
wondering about is the restoring. So essentially, um, I mean, let's talk in terms of a practical example,
Mm-hmm.
because in the end, this is stuff that's got to be carried out. Give me an example of what might fit.
right. So, uh, oh, okay. With the lack of natural wildfires,
Yeah.
our forest has changed in Netherland within the town limits
Mhm.
to where we have large swaths of lodgepole pine,
Yeah.
very dense lodgepole pine. When a fire comes through, it burns those, and then we have new growth and some of the vegetation, some of the trees like a ponderosa pine
Yeah.
are less susceptible to wildfire. And so we
Okay.
have more of an open forest with ponderosa pines. And so when the Forest Service is doing fuels reduction,
Yeah.
one of their strategies is to mimic a wildfire. And so
Okay.
remove lodgepole pines in certain areas, leaving the ponderosa pines. And another example would be once these treatments are done,
Yeah.
you often see non-native weeds. And these weeds are brought in by the equipment
Yeah.
on the tires and stuff. And so restoring that area would involve removing those non-native plants and putting in
Understood.
seed of native plants.
You know,
So,
Okay.
and also to think about Barker Shore, Barker Reservoir needs serious restoration. It's
mhm.
Okay. Got
really,
it.
it really hasn't been cared for, you know.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So yeah, this is tangible to me.
Mhm.
Now I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Because this is, yeah, clearly if we every one of these words is going to have actions associated with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So restore can also be trash cleanup,
Yeah.
mhm,
right?
mhm.
Indeed.
So shall I read through the statements to see if we have it now?
I think so.
Okay.
I'll close my eyes and listen.
Okay. Netherland is a model community for environmental sustainability. Our community is educated about everyday decisions and how they impact the earth. We are dedicated and take action to conserve, preserve, protect, and restore our environment. to foster a sustainable future and lead to social and economic improvements in our community.
That's good. That's really good.
So let's take the example of solarizing our town. You know, let's just take that example. Does
have
it
that,
does it
yeah.
does it get captured in that vision statement?
Oh, okay. So I did put solarize.
No, I just
Down
was
here.
thinking about the vision statement.
Yeah, yeah, we're staying
Does
at the top and seeing if the
I
things
just
we
was
talk
seeing
about
if
fit.
like some of the things we wanted to address, does it get captured in this vision statement?
I'm just going to look to see where I categorize that. Energy and buildings. Okay.
Or waste management, does that get addressed in that vision statement?
So yes, for solarize, because what we're doing there is conserving our environment. We're conserving natural resources
Mm-hmm.
instead of using non-renewable energy sources.
Yeah, so
Or-
it does fall into protect, right?
I would say conserve,
Yeah.
maybe others as well.
And water
Protect.
conservation is covered, waste management.
With waste management, like zero waste, yes, conserve. And
What other things would we want to accomplish under this? Just out of specific, you know, I guess we have them down here. So we were just trying to sign off on this vision statement, right? So
Right.
does it cover it all? Does it cover what we want to achieve?
I think so.
Do we want to call out at all climate change to
Oh.
address climate change, or
That's one of the
in the vision statement?
themes that I have here, and I think it's yeah, I think when we talk about the environment and conserving, preserving, protecting, and restoring, that covers.
Actually, okay, so fostering a sustainable future, in my opinion, again, I'm freezing. Did I freeze?
No.
Oh, does not only lead to social and economic improvements. I think
It improves the environment, but this is what we're all about, is not overusing our environmental resources.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
And
Yeah,
so-
no, I'm just trying to make sure that we address what we want to address if we're going to be a model community, right? If we're going to be a model community to foster a sustainable future and lead to social and economic improvements in our community, to me only calls out what the humans need. You know?
Well,
So I just wondered if we want to, you know, to address climate change and lead to social and economic improvements in our community.
okay, so what are you suggesting here?
I just wondered if you want to add to foster a sustainable future to address climate change and lead to social and economic. Do we want to call out climate change in the vision statement at all?
I think climate change is only one component of this.
Right.
And so
but it's important enough and central enough and at this point coming right down our throat, that I might say to address climate change and other environmental challenges that face us.
okay, so Yeah, so you're suggesting after a sustainable future to put in to address climate change?
Or that addresses climate change,
Mm-hmm.
and and other environmental challenges that we face. And
I mean, it's almost circular when we're talking about restore our environment, and then we start talking about the climate change and the environment. And
can we let's, to give ourselves a chance to clear on point 2, I was wondering if I could go back to point 1
Okay.
and suggest a change there, and then we'll
Okay.
come back and do 2. But I would say, and not just educate, but I would say our community is knowledgeable about how our everyday decisions impact the earth, because it's a clump.
I
To me,
agree.
it looks like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
now, remove educated or put
I
and?
would, yeah, because I think knowledgeable includes educated.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And I would say about how our everyday decisions impact the earth.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then
Now,
we can go back and work on 2.
legible. Okay.
God bless spell check.
So my thought here for the second bullet was that,
How are everyday decisions?
well, if we look at the comprehensive plan for the current one, the framework it has a couple different dimensions, but one is sustainability, and there the environment is the central part. And it then influences positively if you're doing the right things with the environment, social and economic concerns. And so my thought here was, okay, we want to sustain our environment and point out how we're doing this not just for ourselves, but for future generations.
All right.
And things that we do to the environment, by sustaining the environment, that has definite positive social and economic impacts for our community. So that was the thought there.
Okay.
Bullet 1 still needs editing.
Yeah.
We need to edit that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not grammatically correct now. So, how our everyday decisions impact the earth?
Okay.
There you go. Just take the and how.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Does that look right? Yeah.
Our community is
Okay.
knowledgeable about how our everyday decisions impact the earth. Yeah, that works. And then we are dedicated to take action to conserve, protect, preserve, protect, and restore our environment to foster a sustainable future.
Mm-hmm.
I would say to instead of saying and lead, or just say sustainable future that leads. That leads to social and economic improvement in our community.
So I know this past report didn't really call out climate change, but I feel like climate change is, in 2021 is actually one of our biggest issues. So that's why I just really do think that it needs to be called out somewhere. So
yeah, I'm just thinking it through. It's going to impact our building codes. It's going to impact
right.
our water supply. It's going to impact our fire threat.
And it already is. So
Okay, here let's see. We're dedicated to
address climate change by conserving, preserving.
Yeah.
That's good.
climate change Here, I'm just going to try something here, okay?
Yeah.
Go for it. You're on the high wire.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's just have a bullet for climate change. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
That's can I quote you on that? A bullet for climate change.
We recognize and blah blah blah. Let's see.
We are dedicated is twice.
I know.
So let's
Yeah.
see. We are committed. Are we? Let's see. Dedicated to.
Or we say we are dedicated to conserve, preserve, protect, and restore our environment. We take action to mitigate climate changes.
To mitigate.
Climate change. I don't really like that, but maybe that will help us.
What
think of
bothers you, Karen?
mistake.
The word mitigate? What is it?
I think it's fine if you like that. We take action to mitigate changes in our climate, to mitigate adverse effects. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a good
adverse
one. I like
effects.
that. Adverse effects.
You like
Very
that? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded too technical.
No, not at all.
Okay.
You
Wonderful.
need of in there of climate change.
Yeah, of
But
OF.
Right
there.
after effects.
take action to mitigate adverse effects of climate change. Okay. I'm glad we
are
we,
dedicated. That works.
removed one bullet so we can add another. It's like a zero-sum game.
Okay, let's go through it one more time. Our accountants knowledgeable. However, we take action to mitigate the. Good. Number 2 is good. We're dedicated to conserve, protect, and restore. Good, because yeah, in the word environment could be it's both natural and the built environment. I think that's fine.
Restore our
To foster sustainable social and economic improvements in our community.
Yeah, I think we're getting there.
okay. And this doesn't get presented
That's fine.
to the public and the advisory boards until April. First week of April. So
What's your concern? Are
no,
you
I think
concerned
it's
about anything?
I
Okay.
I think it's great, but I'm just saying, you know, it's maybe if Billy
If we can
wants-
improve it, we will.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then
It's pretty darn good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I wonder if Miranda has any comments on it?
I think it's great.
Okay, perfect.
I agree. This is Karen. And just a reminder that you can continue to massage it. And even after you present it to the bigger group, things may change a little.
Good.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. So I reworked this document. You know, last time we looked at it, I had these goals from the United Nations in there having to do with sustainability.
From the Global
And-
Compact?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Okay.
It was from, I'll show you what it was from. From this one.
Yep. That's the group that puts that out.
Okay. And so the sustainability coordinator is using these goals for his framework on he plans to do a sustainability action plan, and we'll use the goals that address environmental sustainability from here. But so I thought that it would be nice to align with what he was doing. But then as you were looking at those, Tom, you gave me the idea that they're going to be difficult for the public to understand.
To a degree, yeah. And some of them are peculiar to other that don't fit our environment necessarily. But yeah.
Yeah, and so
Nice.
so I went back to what is more traditionally used for environmental sustainability. Yeah, I looked at a couple documents. The ones I looked at were Boulder County and Longmont. And it seems like these categories are commonly used.
Got it.
For the environment and sustainability.
Who of the ones you looked at, Karen, who had the most developed, thoughtful plan? How was the county versus Longmont, for instance?
And Boulder Valley School District too.
Yeah,
I looked at theirs. They're all really well. They're all about the same.
okay. Yeah, I'd say every one of those is a community that has a lot in common with us.
They're all
some
about
cases.
the same. The thing I see lacking is, in the implementation and action area.
Okay.
Making that forward progress on really addressing the vision and achieving some forward movement. I will say Boulder County seems to be doing a pretty good job there with, and the other thing I'm mention is
what's their time frames? Are they all pretty much? Are they looking at a 10-year horizon?
5
Okay.
years. And our SAB is looking at 2 years.
Got it.
I will say that one positive thing I see happening is in the area of measurability, and this Mountain Resilience Coalition right here.
Yeah.
Our sustainability director is working with these folks.
That's awesome.
And they have developed a dashboard for environmental sustainability with tricks and also with measurements taken during baseline measurements, and then goals, and then how those goals are being achieved. So our sustainability director is using that dashboard to develop and keep track of his sustainability action plan, which he is working on developing. So, one way to look at this is to start with the metrics and see what we can measure, and then develop the goals based on those metrics. We can also start from the goals and go down. Ideally, we want these to be SMART goals, things that have a time frame to them and are measurable. like Boulder County has a goal to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 45% below 2005 levels.
How are they measuring? How are they? How do they come up with that?
Good
Or
question.
what's the methodology to do it countywide?
Countywide and community.
Okay.
Specific to community. So we have these numbers for Nederland.
Okay.
And now the methodology, I haven't looked into that.
Okay. On the metrics, let's see, under can you go back to metrics for a second?
Yeah. Gallons of gas.
Okay. Yeah, I guess tons of greenhouse gases. It's almost 1 for 1.
These
But
two. Oh, so they have, this is broken down by source.
Oh,
So they
good.
have
Excellent.
Mhm. Yeah. So
How would we track transportation gallons?
I don't know. I got this from the school district. They're tracking
Okay.
gallons.
Okay. That's
So
yeah.
this is kind of a start. We do have waste measurements.
Mm-hmm.
So Boulder County is keeping track of, we can get that data of how much waste Nederland is producing.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. That's great.
So we have that. We have the greenhouse gas. Water, I suppose we can get from the town.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do indoor versus outdoor. I don't know how much outdoor there's gonna be.
Hardly any,
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
for the sprinkler systems that are in place now or will be put in place. But I don't know how we measure that.
Probably the biggest outdoor use is with the schools.
Ah,
Oh yeah, the playing fields.
Yeah.
Okay.
but isn't the high school playing field is AstroTurf, isn't it?
You know that I don't know. That could be.
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
it's AstroTurf.
Only
Yeah, I
one
think-
though. They have 2 fields, and I don't know if they water their western, they're more west field, but the primary one is AstroTurf.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
can only.
yeah,
I think we're gonna be fairly unusual in having. We're not going to have much outdoor use. I think that the price of water in Nederland definitely makes me think about what I use. Probably same for everybody. Our price signals are higher than most, and
Yeah.
that kind of naturally conserves.
there's a whole lot here too, and you know, if you guys have any suggested changes here, that just you can add those as
Okay, so the 45% goal, that's completely in line with the county. Are
Yeah.
you suggesting that we want to follow it?
That's it.
Good.
There's another goal here for, let's see.
So is the how to get there already written from the county?
How to get there?
Mm-hmm.
I suspect it is.
Awesome.
We have a goal here for the renewable energy thing. Where is that? Oh, here. So we have this town goal of 100% renewable energy by 2025.
Wow.
We're currently at 38, but I think we might want to change that to look at, change our goal to clean energy instead of renewable, because Boulder County is moving more, Excel is moving more in that direction.
Okay, define the difference.
So yeah, I had that at one point. Let me see. Boulder, So I guess it's over here. Let's see. Ema- Um, okay, here's their renewable energy
Okay.
and what their forecast is. So they're going to get to 62% renewable by 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
However,
that's astounding.
the clean energy,
How did they define clean energy? I was curious.
yeah,
Okay, so it's wind, solar,
Where do you see that?
storage. Yeah.
although the exact mix,
Oh,
And then I'm surprised they put dispatchable natural gas is a clean source.
that's what I was wondering, because that is one of those. Does that mean, Tom, help me here? Does that mean fracking is okay?
They don't. This one doesn't define where it's coming from,
I
but
know, but
virtually all of our natural gas is fracked. It's coming
Right.
from
that's what I
from that
thought they
source.
were doing. Right. So,
oh,
And-
so they're saying the clean energy is energy that does not emit carbon into the atmosphere.
is that definition in here somewhere?
It doesn't
Well,
say that
I'm
anywhere
in-
in here that I
I'm
see.
intuiting that because they have, they're talking about achieving their vision requires retiring the coal plants. So,
Yes, paragraph 2 talks about 100% carbon-free electricity by 2050. That's a big one. You
Yeah.
Right.
certainly can't call gas
Yeah.
in any way carbon-free.
so here in the that other flyer we saw by 2030, 63% renewable.
Mhm.
And so, so my thought was if they're, we can get 100% carbon-free electricity for the town of Netherland by 2050 just by using Xcel Energy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if you wanted to go higher, you could do that by paying for a different mix. But yeah, the town itself, are you talking about the town buildings or the entire populace?
The
All of
entire
what's-
populace. But so I guess, I don't know, maybe this is just a detail. And maybe you're right, the clean energy is renewable energy. I can look into that. I guess I was trying to figure out what to do about the town's goal of 100% renewable.
My guess is the county is trying to figure out how to best transition out of
Mhm.
fossil fuels.
Mhm.
And so when, they still though acknowledge that we're going to be dependent on fossil fuels until 2050.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right? So
2050.
clean energy is really kind of saying that we're still dependent on fossil fuels.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you get right down to it, there is a definite ceiling in terms of how much dependable, dispatchable electricity you can get from renewables.
Right.
You get up to you can't get much higher than 65, 70%. You need at least natural gas to firm it up,
Right.
or something else that's on the horizon that Excel is. We're lucky to be in Excel service area because I can tell you from working with every other utility in the country, we're better off. And I think
Interesting.
I think we would do very well, even to just to be with Excel compared to even a PG&E or Southern California Edison or PSEG or any of the other Exelon, they don't come close. One thing we don't have we were talking about the clean versus renewable. Nuclear, we don't have any nuclear power in our fleet here. Because in Illinois, that's more than 50% of their generation, and that's considered, it is carbon free. So there, all these little distinctions begin to mean something. I think that already, it looks like Boulder County is very close to enacting a ban on natural gas hookups. I don't think that, Miranda, correct me if I'm wrong, but that wouldn't affect us inside of our city limits. Would it if they went that route?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Yeah, natural gas is going to natural gas is a real bugaboo, especially in our region, because of where it comes from, and when it leaks, just how bad methane is compared to other emissions. But I think if we just keep up with what Excel is doing, keep up with what the county is doing, we're going to be in a better place by 2035 and 2050 than most other communities across the United States. So what did the going back to the school district, what are some of the other things that jumped out from their plan, and are they deviating significantly from what the utility is doing?
Well, of course they have an educational focus. So they are educating their employees. They're putting in place tech ed programs in the energy environmental fields.
Okay.
So yeah.
But their goal, are they coming up with, for instance, significantly different greenhouse gas goals, reduction goals than say the county does?
No,
are they more aggressive?
I'm not sure. I think I can go back and look at that to see.
Yeah, I'm curious because essentially in the end, we're going to need things that, number one, are measurable, and number two, that we can actually, if we say we want this, that we have a way to, number one, do it, number two, to measure that we did it.
Yeah, and I like goals that are kind of bold, and I think we're a small enough place that we can kind of take on some bold goals and be a model for other communities.
To the degree that we have the levers to do it, though. We can't really tell people. We can't tell them who their utility is going to be. That's who the utility is. We can educate them about electrification versus using natural gas.
I really think that's a critical piece, is education. I really do. So I think people need to understand that difference between clean and renewable, and the process to getting there, and what it means to them, economic,
How much of this stuff, Jill, you've been doing education in the community for a long time. How do we generally do that? And how effective has it been?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really tackled that one. It's hard to say. I think it's going to have to be something that occurs maybe from Excel, as something that occurs from the energy sources. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that's such a big topic. But people don't understand it. I mean, I don't. I have so much to learn myself. So
at a very base level, there's a company called O-Power. That's one of my clients in Washington, and they do a program that looks at your energy bill and compares it to your immediate neighbors and your town. And it's something as simple as a smiling face and a frowny face. On how you're doing, and essentially, that's the level that most people think about energy at. If you talk to them in terms of kilowatt hours, their eyes glaze over. If you talk to them about maybe they could save 10% on their electricity bill, their eyes kind of glaze over. But I think it's really going to be incumbent on us to work on the things that the metrics are really important, and basically do the equivalent of a smiley face at a community level. That's based on numbers that we can measure and over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that we have a lot of forums for community education right now, other than, publishing and talking with the community about it, because we're a limited, we're 1,400 people, 715 homes. And some people have really different views on it. And in the end, there are, as a consumer of energy, there's only so many things I can do. We've got construction underway, and we chose to bring in both electrification and natural gas, which it's one of the reasons we came in the town. But I've got professionally, having worked with this stuff, I got real mixed feelings on natural gas. I think we're really damn lucky as a town to have it, but I'm really glad that our town is as careful from watching how we install this stuff, that we were really cautious about leaks. But there are a lot of things we can do. I think natural gas is one of our biggest Achilles heels, in that, somehow, I don't know if we're going to address it here, but the number one thing you got to do to use it safely and responsibly is leak detection. And it's something that we would have to work with the utility on. But, there's not a lot, we're never going to change the electricity. Excel has made some of the boldest moves in the country in terms of changing their fuel mix. And they're, I think, among conservation programs, they're always ranked extremely high in terms of educating the public. I think we're going to have to leverage the utility in a big way for data, and number two, for education. And utilities don't respond to much of anything other than pressure, community pressure. If you say, we want you up here once a quarter to talk to us at a town council level or sustainability SAB level about how we're doing, it brings visibility, and they've got the data that we're going to need. So I think
most people don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it or what to do. Like if you suggest that everybody has solar panels. Well, I mean, if you went that route, it's kind of one of those things of, well, yeah, you'll invest on the upfront, but then you save a lot of money on the long run. But most people don't have the money on the upfront, so that's an obstacle that people just don't get over.
Right.
They get stuck, So I think an educational campaign around that, like what are the options?
The biggest bang for the buck across the board is conservation in the home long before you add your own panels and generation. It's essentially plugging, and I see it especially in my part of town. When there's snow on the roof and you can see the rafters from and the heat steam coming off the roofs in some of those homes that they're not insulated. And I think there's a lot of programs that are out there that the utility subsidizes are probably going to give us much bigger improvement for the time we invest than asking people to do their own local power generation through with solar. I think that and the programs, I've just looked at them because we're building what Excel is offering in terms of financing for solar, and it's mildly attractive. It's not as good as not anywhere close to what other utilities can offer. But our company does a ton of things. We, among other things, we do the verification. When utilities tell their regulators that they're going to save X amount of kilowatts through, cleaning up the building envelopes in communities, we're the people that do those audits. And I'm telling you, you can save an enormous amount of energy at a household level.
Should we put some of this under the energy and buildings? Maybe a few more bullets, like just what we just discussed around, like that. Those
Yeah,
are
I would
such
suggest that
valid points.
when we get down to the building envelope level, that we go
Mhm.
back and take a really close look at what Excel is offering and
Yeah.
see how we can leverage it.
So the SAB does have a plan that's leveraging Excel's programs in order
Great.
to reduce non-renewable energy use. And he has
Yeah.
like 3 different bullets there.
Mhm.
And that's encompassed in this SAB renewable energy strategies and data inventory tracking.
That's great.
Good.
And there is, the town does get together with Excel on a regular basis to go
Mhm.
over their programs.
That's awesome.
So,
One-
and the other thing I wanted to mention there is that
Yeah.
if you go to your account on Excel, you can compare your energy use with your neighbors.
Yes, I actually do it.
Okay, all right.
But I don't
Because,
know. I don't know if most people know that or understand that and understand the value in that.
we in the energy nerd business, we actually have a bulletin board where we put our monthly bills up.
That's a good one. I like it.
But the only thing I would caution is that SAB, their time frame is different than ours. So essentially, we need to incorporate SAB 100%, and then push it out a little further time frame wise.
Yeah, I have
on the
have
Go
all
ahead,
their
sorry.
goals in here.
Yeah, so the energy and buildings piece, what we have highlighted there is Solarize Netherland. I feel like that's going to be a major topic. I don't know if we want to
That's in
add.
here.
Yeah.
It's
Hey
right there.
guys,
So
it's Billy. Sorry, I got double
No
booked
worries.
here.
Hey,
Hey,
Billy.
Billy,
Hi,
can
Billy.
you
Is
take a
that it?
look at the vision statement, Billy, and see what you think about it? We changed it.
Okay, I like knowledgeable. It's a good word. I like it. I like
See
it.
what happens, Billy, when you come late, it's already done.
Yeah, well, that I apologize. And you
No,
did a
it's
great
great.
job. For sure. Yeah, I think it looks complete. I don't know specifically, I think knowledgeable is not a word, new word. Was that in there before? I know it was something to like our community is educated.
Correct.
I like knowledgeable. Action and then, what we're dedicated
Did we
to.
miss anything?
No, I was liking where it was going, where
Good.
it went last, and this seems even better.
Excellent.
Because this is our deliverable today, right? We're supposed to have this ready
Yeah.
to go.
That was due last week.
No.
No, we're on target.
Let me just bring up this one idea. I'd like to get Tom's feedback in particular on it, since you're on the DDA. What do you think under economy about a sustainable business recognition program to incentivize zero waste and other sustainable practices?
Define
Well, not that's one of
incentivize.
those.
What did we have in mind?
If a business changes their their takeout containers, and they use composting, and they recycle, then they get a gold star. Saying they're a sustainable
There
business.
was talk about at some point about helping them to offset the expense of being sustainable in their practices.
That seems
Like, for
logical.
example, purchasing those non-styrofoam takeout containers, but
Yeah, incentivize can mean through taxes, through subsidies to get them certain equipment. You know, I think recognition is going to recognition is just as important as any financial incentives that we're going to be able to afford.
Agreed. And I think that, you know, educating or making the community knowledgeable about these kinds of things actually impacts people's businesses when they don't have sustainable practices. So somehow making that a clear outcome that could occur. I don't know if that's probably not a great idea, but you know, I always thought the community needs to make decisions. Like, can I bring my own takeout container with me? Or, you know, why can't I bring a bag into the grocery store? You know, that kind of thing. It does impact their business.
Right. I would think also, I would take it one step further and just say recognize and celebrate, because if I go into Crosscut and they're doing some sort of box that's especially friendly, they should get recognition, and we should celebrate with them. And you know, I think some people choose their businesses based on what they've seen.
And you know, maybe there's an incentive to a business that they actually made the list, the reference list that people look at for sustainable businesses. To, you know,
they do. There is I think when you're in, whether it's food service or whatever business that you're in, we like to recognize leaders and emulate them.
But I also believed in recognizing citizens too, because like I really loved the program that was in a Boulder. I really think it's important to, like the wooden nickel program that they had forever. I do think that incentivized people to think about bringing their bag to the grocery store, and you know, whatever. I don't know if you remember that program. I think it was alfalfas, and I don't know if they still do it or not. But if you bring in 3 of your own bags, you get 3 wooden nickels, and then you go put that into the box for, you know, a different nonprofit, and then the nonprofit gets a check, you know, because they saved a lot of money. Huh?
Lucky's.
Was it Lucky? Yeah, Lucky's does it, but it was originated, I think, through the alfalfa's market.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, just that kind of incentivizing for people in general, citizens and businesses, I think works. And it doesn't cost, you know.
What about covering costs for like businesses? I mean, I don't know, like you said, tax incentives, but like if they're able to bring their actual, you know, cost down low enough, could the town or some kind of, you know, entity that's part of the town, just pay for their waste diversion, or pay for their, you know, to go containers or whatever? I'm just wondering.
Well,
or did those businesses not care about it? I mean, I don't know.
So I think it's hard for it to be sustainable. You know, we could get a grant, but then there's, you know, there's a lifespan of that grant. It's not forever. So, I just thought the Longmont program was pretty cool, because I think that then well, I know, because I looked at the website for one of the restaurants. They have that very visible on their website. We're a sustainable business. And I think that will encourage people to use the business. So it's a benefit to them to get more customers and all that. So it is 3 minutes after 12. Do you want to keep going, or should we wrap this up?
I'm 3 minutes late for my next call.
Okay. Next Monday, I have I'm getting my COVID vaccine at 10:45.
Yay.
So my first one. So I can't meet at 11. We could choose a different time, different day, or we could skip next week.
I would, okay, so I think the same day, different time works for me. How do others feel about it? Jill, what works for you?
Yeah, next week. Let's see. Next week is the day after my vaccine, my second vaccine.
Oh, good.
I actually am not sure what to expect either. But
If it's the
so I'm
second
pretty
day
skip
after, you
because
might
I
be
have to
down.
skip the
You
following
should
one.
probably expect to be down. You may not be, but probably wise.
Yeah.
But I could do, I wouldn't mind doing it earlier, but that doesn't help you, does it, Karen? You want to do in the afternoon, maybe, huh?
Mhm.
And is that your first or your second one?
My first one.
Okay, so you won't be that impacted.
About Tuesday.
Congratulations, by the way.
Well, I'm pretty open in the afternoon on Monday.
Me too.
I
Okay,
could
should
do
we
a
do
later
1
in the
p.m.?
afternoon's better for me.
Should
What'd
we
you say,
do
Jill?
Should we do Tuesday? Are you getting your shot, Jill, on Sunday?
Yeah, I am. I'm getting my second shot on
You
Sunday.
should not plan much for Monday,
I know.
honestly.
Tuesday's
My wife,
better, I think.
Zoe just had her first shot a week ago Saturday, and yeah, Sunday was not the day for. She couldn't do anything Sunday. So I mean, and that's good. It means your body's reacting well to the spike proteins. But yeah, I don't know. My thoughts are, I mean, I could do Tuesday if you guys want to bump it back a day. I can also do Monday, so whatever you guys think.
Tuesday
Mondays,
early in the morning is best for me.
I'm going to be traveling on Tuesday
Okay.
Okay.
and then skiing, and I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have a little getaway planned.
Okay. Well, I mean,
hope-
you might be
hopefully
fine,
it won't
Jill. It's hard saying.
Yeah, why don't you just, if you want to do one later in the afternoon, I should be fine by then. I would hope. Like a 4 o'clock? Does
Yep.
that work?
Yep, works for
That's
me.
fine.
Yep. Okay.
4 o'clock
Okay.
Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, any ideas on where we go from here?
Between now and then, I'd say I think each of us should go back and look at the document that we've just finished editing and see if we're still comfortable with it.
Sounds
Or if we
good.
can-
That'd be great. Because yeah, I wanted to add energy efficiency to the buildings thing. I
Yeah,
see that
we
there
were
is
just starting to
solar
talk about that.
renewables, and that's kind of second step. Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds great. Feel free to add comments and suggested changes,
Mhm.
and then we can talk about those next week.
Great.
Thanks all.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Okay, bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Have a good one.